Our society and our world are full of these invented and built up and contrived facades. And sometimes some people come along with a hammer and smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Welcome to the future. Shit where you please. The Wi-Fi's killer, but there's no more bees. So there's hardly any flowers, there are very few trees, and you'll pay $1,000 for some honey for your tea. But we got these awesome collars, mine's an Apple Model 3. It allows for better movement than the Tesla X Elite. It lets you customize the ads that it implants in every dream. And for premium subscribers, doesn't shock you in your sleep. But it doesn't stop there. It can analyze your speech, and if it hears disinformation, then it notifies police. It's a swift re-education, but it knocks you off your feet like your booster every 7th week. I faced the future boldly with 2 eager open eyes, and I picked a couple nuggets up that blew my fucking mind. Like you can taxidermy someone while they're technically alive, and they'll shine when it's election time. See, the Democratic voter base will pay them zero. Never mind if voting for the scarecrow is a vote along their party lines. They could stare into its marble eyes and claim there's something dignified. Unlike real politicians, this one doesn't need an oxygen or kid supply. But its function is the same as those who came before. The goals are never misaligned. It still spends all its working time performing pre-recorded fleecing sessions where it sugarcoats your slow and hungry genocide, while pouring billions into Nazi coffers, all the while selling you the story that we're moments till the MiGs arrive. So fuck it, ask Zelensky if he'll help replace our leaded pipes. Watch a fleet of Penske's show, stacks of bills in every size. Guess it only took a black sun and a couple Hiles. Honorary goose step and some Nazi boots a quarter mile, all while Biden sneers his sordid smile. I don't know what was in this morning's vial, but it makes him stare 1,000 yards through all the prompters and the cards like he can smell the nearest child. His eyes are wide and wild, wider than the grave in which another 1,000 families were tossed in as I typed until they rose up to the sky unceremoniously piled. Which sort of flies right in the face of all this network ticker tape where the American economy has superhuman vitals.
And sometimes some people come along with a hammer.
See, I like to think my trial's gonna play like a recital. I'll denounce the world around me and accuse the most entitled, who weaponize their titles, whose pull is something title, who'd starve us all to death to best delight their blighted idol. So they might destroy the record, and I will never get to vinyl. So my word is not immortal, but it's final.
It's a brilliant, powerful hammer. It's a brilliant, powerful hammer to smash that facade.
Carved upon a marble altar, somewhere in a lab, are runes that match an amulet upon an onyx slab. Doctor in a white coat, guards in olive drab, Kissinger unconscious, but as Providence would have, when the doctor stands beside him and he holds out the medallion, unconsciously, instinctively, he reaches up and grabs. Deep inside a black site that is right beneath our streets, the sacrifice was made by which they demonized our speech. The roots that fed the tree of life decayed beneath our feet, and its sap was a suspension for a small medallion piece. As the doctor starts to sway a bit, he takes the vial and places it inside of Cheney's heart that it might never cease to beat. And I wish it wasn't so, but no, the final piece to mention is the one that fueled our overlord's unholiest ascension, to afford him zero comment on the char and the distension on the bodies in Lahaina, or that growing sickly stench of every Blackrock vulture gathered for what Biden paid as rent on the medallion shard they gave him on the eve of the convention. He had seen its strength extend the life of all his favorite vermin, and the peace that he inherited had come from Father Thurmond, another artifact he had been gifted by the Germans to see one's will made manifest, one's destiny determined. A note attached read, "All our best, Werner, Fritz, and Herman. May you marinate in Wehrmacht that ferments behind the curtains." Now here we are today, and Biden keeps it on his person, if Biden's what you'd even call a person. And the curse is something ancient. It is raw abortifacient that they shoveled down the throats of those who built and birthed a nation. It is fused into those corpses funding war on all occasions, and it's all that's kept McConnell from a state of vegetation. It is carried by the Senate doctors, whispered by the nurses. It's a perk to keep you perky for your centuries of service. It's the concentrated evil that's been powering our purges and coaxing every coup along, the dogs and drones and dirges. The nations we have raped because they would not consent to purchase. It pries our leaders' eyes awake and drives our country's urges to the darkest point where human hope and human truth converges. So look in Biden's eyes and see the rush on which he surges is the same that lit the flame that burned your churches. And those flames have had their day to see the vessels burned away, but the medallion, unscathed, always emerges. For as election season licks its lips and smells its purpose, there at once appears a motorcade of hearses. The calling of the pit like a liturgical insurgent, skinning off a sermon from the verses. He clutches a medallion of which he is just a servant, falling down a path with no divergence. Now some people wonder loudly just how low a man can go. Well, somewhere in a lab they've logged effects of pure immersion. How long can someone lay upon that ancient onyx slab before rising up a wholly different person? How blackened can one be within the ink of human greed before their voters start to see a different version? How corrupted from within before you see it in their skin? How blighted till it rises to the surface? Till it bleeds into your eye, or you stand from time to time staring off into the press like they were comets in the skies? How long until your arteries start clogging up with flies? How long till child labor phantoms haunt you in the night? How long has the medallion been deciding who survives? How long till it demands a higher price?
We're the ones who donate so you can win the race, then turn around and make a cash grab. And yet we turn around and thank you for the backstab. We only had to change the names on Trump-era hashtags to hashtag Biden lied, people died, hashtag Biden built the wall, and hashtag Biden is a fascist. That one's gonna get a workout this summer. Every gas attack, every time they come and cattle you and rush you in a charging armored mass attack. And the last thought that you'll have before your head hits the ground, splits, shatters, and then bounces back is how much they deducted for that body armor just before they gave your measly taxes back. This is war, and that's a fact. This is more than Biden gets to fix by saying riot bad, white terror good, and sending you away with a little bit of placid satisfaction thinking that was that. But that was far from that. That was far from making 500,000th of a fraction of a surface scratch. That was only muddying the waters of your scrying pools, grind a little gravel on your looking glass. So that when all the truth is bare, it is but an empty air and 1,000-yard stare with which we're looking past. And all it took for me was one classic Biden speech to know there's nothing I won't put him past. Be it jacking up your insulin, or caging every immigrant, or threatening the victims of his sex offense and smearing them to try and get his footing back. Biden is a war crime veteran who dropped the bomb on better men, and all for only Lockheed Martin's benefit. So please don't try to paint his bitter bigotry as something tame, like he was just a grumpy grandpa bitching for his pudding back. Unity and solidarity to Joe Biden means a meeting where the hoods are black. Which, if it's representative of anything, it's just the executioner who lives to swing the axe and never once has thought of looking back. And some need never fear the axe, who still possess a hope chest with the wood intact. The same who swear they'd never march with all those nasty fascists, but they would in fact. The same who say they'd never cheer a journalist who's being tortured for exposing war crimes each of us should deem important, but they would in fact. The same who say they wouldn't call the cops on every unassuming black teenager they see walking down their block, but they would in fact. Biden said he wouldn't, so you voted when you shouldn't, 'cause he would in fact.
Is it working? I think so.
I'm waiting for confirmation.
That's the ultimate video game shirt. You died. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We're doing it. 57 American traditions.
Okay, I see it. We're up. I see us.
Okay, we're good. Yay! All right.
There we are. That's us, indeed.
Kate Mack, yes. I was in hysterics too. It really was a collaborative effort on this thumbnail, and I did not. You know what? Give me a second. Let me cue up.
Let's bring that up for its full glory.
The thumbnail. Hold on. Let me go to studio mode and fix that so that the Jesse thumbnail is right. And then when because I still have the last one set up, and then when I set that one up, but yeah, so. Jesse's saying that it's, Return of the Mac, Charlie 3. Okay, I'm down with that. And I'm like, well, like mac and cheese?
Why not? Why not both, right?
That's where we started, is with the mac and cheese, right? And then I'm like, well, I also, Return of the Mac, like the Godfather kind of Mac. So I dropped a picture of the Godfather from the WWE, and we ended up with this. How about Charlie dressed as the Godfather inside a bowl of mac and cheese?
I gotta say, is that Kid Rock's body? Did you take a Kid Rock pimp suit?
You gotta ask Crab. I'm not quite sure. I think it actually is the Godfather, but it is white, so I don't know. He could have just colored the hands too, but that would have been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Just
wow,
my gosh, just brilliant.
It also, Charlie pointed out, it's a little bit, like A Christmas Story when Ralphie pretends to be blind. He has the dream that the soap turned him blind.
Oh my god!
He's like, why do I look like a blind
kid? It's the guy that shot his eye out, kid.
Hose for the blind.
So celebrating Charlie Mack, this is the third installment of the Charlie Mack selection
This should
playlist.
take care of the list. I think we should be on at least the majority of it. I'll put it this way: we won't have enough remaining to make a full episode out of. Hopefully.
Nice. Oh, that was great.
I lost it. Like, as great as I imagined the thumbnail was going to be, I saw it and I was done for. I really was. That's what I was like. It was soap poisoning.
Yeah, and yeah. So it was
God.
just nah. brilliant. And
Yep.
so
Chef's kiss.
Crab's like, should I? You want me to jump in there and do something? I'm like, yeah, sure. He always makes them funnier than I do every time, and that knocked it out with the little liquid cheese dripping from the corner. Was just
It was perfect.
ah.
There's
That was
something to be
great.
said about having a thumbnail that gets handed off person to person, and it's out of your hands now. The next face is not, you don't get to make the choices.
That's right.
Let's just add a layer to this. In this case, one was a cheese layer.
I don't think that stuff is for some reason working with the Discord right now. I don't see the relay chat working. Sorry, everyone who wants to chat from Discord. You'll have to go on to one of the platforms. But we do have Rumble chat should be coming in test.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go over to the Rumble stream at Indie News Network, rumble.com/c/Indie News Network /live, or not even the C. I think it's rumble.com/Indie News Network /live. You'll see this show live. So you'll be able to see that, and I can put the chat from Rumble directly up on screen, which is pretty cool. And people on YouTube chat can see the Rumble chat coming through.
Yeah,
okay.
shout out to Charlie Mac too for this shirt for my birthday. Charlie really, I had a great birthday on all fronts this year. But Charlie, he gave me a heads up. He was like, "Hey, something's gonna show up at your house, and don't let it sit outside." I'm like, "Huh, okay." Well, a fucking box shows up, big, flat, wide box, and it says Farhat Sweets, Middle Eastern Pastries. And sure as shit, I open it up, and it's a fucking giant ass tray of baklava, which I want to be buried wrapped in sheets of baklava. So we had a gig that night, and I was like, and it's a beautiful thing to even say. Really, peak privilege is to be able to say, I have more baklava than I can eat before it goes bad. Like, that's a very unique position to be in. And I was like, you know what? We've got the gig tonight. I'm going to bring a little dish, and we'll just have it by us. And when people come over to tip us, I'll be like, hey, there's baklava right here. Help yourself to a piece, What I didn't know was that Jess had a fairly massive surprise party planned waiting at the gig that was Florida Man themed.
Oh my god.
she had lied about having to work that day, and she had gone to the gig ahead of time and decorated with snakes, flamingos, and alligators hanging from the ceiling, like inflatable ones.
So you went right back to the keys, basically.
Exactly. And then she
Nice.
had temporary face tattoos for everybody, so everyone could get tatted up. It was fantastic. So so then I show up, and like having the baklava really just fit in with everything. Like, oh, we had snacks, we had a little dessert table. I'm like, oh shit, well, here's some baklava for everybody too. But I also
your
love
own
the
cake.
idea of just being the band and providing snacks. Like, we have entertainment, we also have a small pastry table over here. Who wouldn't love that? We would
Seriously.
make better tips. It's like part gig, part bake sale. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
And then right next to it, you have the hat so that people can contribute, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go. Exactly. But yeah,
So-
Charlie has gotten me very much into Dark Souls, so he knew this shirt would resonate with me. And for what it's worth, Charlie, little update. Fox was determined to fight a basilisk. He wanted to throw himself into the depths, and he did. And he just dog walked all 9 of them down there, and like didn't take a hit, didn't get petrified. I was so nervous. Like, as a parent, it's oddly the same feeling watching my son play a really hard video game and fuck around as it is if he were like tap dancing on a ledge. I'm like, don't do that. Oh God, no, wait, please. There's like something in your body physiologically that's like, no, your child's gonna get hurt. But I'm like, no, you're gonna lose your souls. Oh my God, don't roll that close to the cliff. But he does, and he fucks around, and then he did great. He can parry better than I can with that game. Like, it's beautiful to see. But yeah, he was just strutting his shit. And
It's
he
really
was
funny because last Friday night, my son and I watched The Chamber of Secrets for the first time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was explaining to him, like, Basilisk is not just a Dark Souls thing. This goes way back. Originally, the cockatrice, which is arguably a much more fun word to say. He thought so too, believe it or not, as an 8-year-old. He's like, a what? A cockatrice. I messed up there, but, you know, I can't lie to him.
A wawa hubba? Yeah. Phrasing.
Yeah, right.
I don't have the sound bit that Reef does, but phrasing.
So tonight should be fun. Looking at the set list, and a lot of what we have left is kind of like not that different from if I were to do a like greatest hits kind of best of night. So yeah, it'll be fun. And then I imagine we have a little bit of time that if Charlie has any requests on the fly, we might be able to attend one of those. I don't know why I did the full Harry Carey move there, but I can also refer back to the original Charlie list, but we'll take the time. We'll check them out. Some of my friends call me Whiskers because I'm curious like a cat.
You did the Will Ferrell.
Oh, if anyone ever gets a chance, look up Will Ferrell's audition tape for Saturday Night Live, because it's niche humor, but it's fucking good. He pretends to be a businessman, telling his secretary that needs a few minutes. He's going to be on an important call. Please don't interrupt me. And then he proceeds to get on the floor and play with cat toys and just roll around and crinkle balls and kind of chase them, but very deliberately with stops and starts and very cat-like. And he does that for several minutes, quickly getting up to like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I can't be bothered. Yep, tell him I'll call him back. Tell him I'll have to wait. And then he dives back onto the cat toys and does that for a minute. And for a lot of other people, they couldn't make that stick, but pre-fame Will Ferrell, hungry Will Ferrell, fucking knocks it out of the park. It is, you can hear people on set just like pissing themselves laughing because it's so absurd, but he really sells it with so much like lunging and just, it's beautiful. It's so funny.
I mean, he's done a lot of dumb shit, but man, he's done so many incredible roles. I mean,
yeah. Yep.
The George W. Bush from You're Welcome America, one-man show that he did just still kills me.
I still can't hear I Keep Forgetting by Michael McDonald and not think of him dancing with Condoleezza Rice.
Nope, I cannot like the fake humping on the like.
Yep.
Nah, perfect. Yes, totally agree. Don't know. But then there's like the serious role where he's like the drunk guy who's living on his freaking front lawn and he's like harassing his neighbor. I can't remember the name of that movie. It's really a depressing. You know, he got divorced from his wife and like she put his stuff out on the front lawn and basically he's sleeping out there.
Yeah.
That's a crazy flick. But yeah, something. Yeah, it looks like Restream changed something on Kick, and now Kick can see what's going on YouTube. That's something new. Woohoo! All right. So anybody wants to go over and check out Kick.
Fun update. We had an incident with the Apple Bowl.
Oh.
You might have noticed I've been putting a little bit of attention to the mustache lately. Well, about a week and a half ago, about a week and a half ago, Jess was like, you should put it a little bit in the full thing and just kind of wick it out. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So I do. And about 20 minutes later, we're getting ready to go. And I'm just like, I'm going to just hit the bowl one more time. And I do. And the one side of my mustache just proceeds to light on fire.
Singed.
And I had to like smack myself in the face to put it out. And had to do a little bit of trimming to readjust things. But I'm arguably a little gun shy now with the Apple. So a glass piece was procured that... for Cynic, you will recognize this. Looks like if what was the bowl? The Starship Enterprise. If it was a Pokemon, this would be its next evolution. It's just like a tier up from that. But sometimes I don't want to risk singeing. If I know I've got some wax in, then I can go for a piece with a little bit of a buffer zone. Oddly traumatizing to look up in the mirror and see half of your mustache on fire, albeit for a second, but luckily I was able to just punch myself and put it out real quick thinking saved my mustache.
Cynic, flame on!
I got
That's
a quick backhand ready to go. I just knocked myself a couple times, and we were right as rain. But,
well, that's good. Well,
yeah.
you needed. I guess you needed to trim it down anyway. That was one way to do it.
Yeah.
And now you just had to make sure it was easy. Javier says he's lit himself on fire quite a few times.
For anyone that knows how lovely the smell of burned hair is, it's even better when it's just right there like a smelling salt for you for the rest of the day, no matter what you do, no matter how you trim.
Awful.
Oh,
just
God.
Cherrible. All right.
All right. Well, now that my airing of grievances is complete, we will move on to the musical airing of grievances.
It's the quarterly Festivus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is 311 Day. I don't know if you have any 311 songs to play. It is March 11th.
Oh, God.
Yesterday was Mario Day, March 10th. Nintendo really milked the shit out of that.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
And today there's some kind of big 311 concert somewhere on some boat, I guarantee. They do a cruise, I think, every year. All mixed up, don't know what to do. That's about the only 311 I know. Yep, Funky Monkey says that smell is the worst. Yep, smells like burnt hair and cat shit. Yep.
Yep.
That's right, Sean.
Okay. I'm going to get us ready for this one. It has been, it's been a hot second since we've done this song.
Bastiano.
Stro agrees.
Nice. Oh.
Hi, buddy. Hi,
what up, Catstro?
Yeah.
Yep, we're live on Odyssey. We're live over on Twitch, though nobody goes there. We're live on Twitter, whatever Elon's magical WeChat machine is. We are also live on Rumble and BitChute. Yes, we are live on the BitChute. I
beg your pardon.
I also want to tease that next episode, 2 weeks from tonight.
Oh yeah,
we have a scheduled special guest, Steve Poikinen from AM Wake Up. I hear that, but
sorry, I mean get that.
Steve Poikinen from AM Wake Up and Slow News Day will be joining us. He also plays banjo and guitar. He just got a new banjo, and he's going to be doing a promo for the Third Eye Carnival, which is an outdoor weekend camping festival. It's scheduled to be an incredible time, and the way it's your podcaster's favorite podcasters hang out for the weekend. I know he'd say it's not gravelly enough, but they've got on literally it's going to be like the Willie Nelson's birthday party Friday night. They're going to jam band with Ryan Christian from The Last American Vagabond, Steve, Scott from Rebunked, and a few other podcasters and people that know how to play. They all get up there and kind of jam out. Saturday, they're going to do podcasts and live podcasts from stage during the day. Saturday night, they've got a comedy hour, and it's going to be 3 crazy headliners. I don't remember this woman's name, an Italian woman, Letitia or something. She's banned from everywhere. She's really hardcore raw. And then they've got also Brad Binkley, who I don't know, but he's from the Propaganda Report. And headlining is going to be Sam Tripoli. Everyone knows who Sam Tripoli is. So that'll be in Tennessee, outside Nashville, April 4th through 6th. Steve's going to come here, hype it, promo it, and he and Jesse will have a good time and play some shit. Steve's always been really good to Jesse, having him on Slow News Day show, AM Wake Up, whenever he's available, and showcasing his music. Steve's a funny dude. So, I just thought it was appropriate. It just kind of fit. He's been actually invited. He invited Jesse to perform at this thing if he could get there. But the idea is to replicate the concept of the Third Eye Carnival nationwide, so that he wants to, kind of franchise this out or whatever, pump this out in every city so that people can hold these all over the place. And the idea is to get people into real space together, actually conversing and having 3D interactions with each other rather than just online. Because a lot of the real organizing happens in person and those relationships are really developed and solidified in person. So he's done a couple of them already. Anna Mayers was at the one last summer in Pueblo, Colorado, and couldn't stop raving about it. I believe she's already got her tickets for the Nashville event. So they rented a campground that's like 18 acres, that's got a sound stage, that's got different campgrounds and bonfire pits and areas to do all kinds of shit. There will be porta potties brought in. There's also a hotel down the road, 2 miles down the road if you want to stay in a hotel. Nashville's a half hour away if you want to stay in downtown Nashville and come out for the show. They're encouraging. So tickets for the show for the whole weekend, $90. Totally fucking reasonable.
That's awesome.
All right. So the idea is they want you to bring somebody that would be open to the message, that wouldn't necessarily show up at something like this, where everyone gets to kind of hang out, bullshit, do camping, and do all kinds of cool shit. So now I can clip this out for Steve, so that, you know, we'll put this on his channel and he'll do a little commercial for Third Eye for it. But yeah, Anna cannot stop raving about the people she met there. Pasta is actually due to go to Third Eye Carnival, and he's going to show up and cook. Texas Slim from the Beef Initiative will be there, and he'll be cooking up and grilling up beef and talking about what the Beef Initiative is and how they want local people to have direct relationships with the ranchers and the people that raise the cattle, so that you're getting steroid-free, mRNA-free. You know exactly who you're getting your meat from, and your groceries, making deals with ranchers and farmers. It's amazing what all this is putting together. So porta potties, yes. Well, somebody's got to go to the bathroom somewhere, you know. Cynic, like you could go in the woods, but I don't think you want to. And again, it's outdoor camping, so. All right. Jesse's tuning up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Just talking while you go. Everybody poops. That's right, Fred.
To me as though you learned to love your prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home. Home.
Right in the center where the halves meet. You were proud of incremental half speeds. You were getting down in the AOC dance line, hands tied, nodding to the backbeat. You would Secret Service dive in front of any representative alive, being asked for the very bare minimum. And you'll turn into that same kind of hard right villain you detested should we mention they could ever muster maximum. Because liberal denial's such a lofty ataraxia, where all the morals take a backseat, not up in the cab, but in hidden panels made by federal human traffickers. Cause if you trust the autopilot, then you're just a sleeping passenger, and passively accepting that it isn't us the bastards serve, making peace with all the evil walking on this rancid earth, seeking unity with those who bound your hands at birth, and glancing up at fascists on a bloody day as thinking they just need a push. God, I'm not a holy man, but I'm praying for a burning bush. Yeah, I know you'd love to look away, but love, you need to look. See, there are many massacres the country manufactured that will never make the books. Now here's your fucking hook.
It looks to me as though you learned to love your prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home.
range of excuses. Justify some fracking, water down pollution, paint a fresh coat of bipartisan charm over backroom collusion. Your consent is being manufactured by illusions. Marketing executives in federal seclusion, working day and night to keep you just a side of lucid. Too beat down for calling out abuses. So fuck all these progressives who can speak on revolution once they'd emptied all your powder out and spit on all your fuses. I prefer to judge a leader not by quality of tweets, but that six-figure book deals he chooses. The donors he betrays and donors he would gladly take a bullet before he refuses. All the slogans he reuses, buzzwords he produces that he spews like mucus. Well, two can play at that. So here's the inner dialogue of every time I snap and it's been fine-tuned to ruthless. And it keeps saying politics are useless. Just a bunch of loose lips, tweeting cute shit, power suits, taxpayer booze trips, and a bunker at the ready when the shoe flips. When there will be no news clips, there will just be
prison. I guess you'd say you made it your own. Who knew that freedom's such a difficult decision? I bet you finally feel like you're home. Home.
And that is Love Your Prison.
That's Love Your Prison with the original.
With the original sample.
People Still Owe Money. Because I almost jumped in there to go, People Still Owe Money. Then I heard you had the original and I was like, all right, he's got it.
Which, you
he
know,
got it without me.
Now, looking back, the fact that that clip is from someone who used to get it and has gotten pulled away is all the more to me.
Right?
There was a period of time where it didn't age well, and suddenly, like anything you age, sometimes you have a year where it dips, and suddenly you wait it out, and suddenly it's even better. It's made it over that hump, and now it's like, it's a true reserve. It's a true...
Here's your fucking hook, right?
There's your fucking hook. Exactly. Oh. Okay, now back to chat. It's weird being away from you guys. I had to get on GarageBand for a minute for the sample.
Yeah, that sounded good. A little, when you were further back, it was super crisp. A little bit closer, it started to get a little
clippy. Okay.
A little scratchy, but really good. And of course, like the more intense you get, you lean closer into the mic, and then the guitar gets a little scratchy.
Yeah.
When you did just a bunch of loose lips, sweet and cute shit, that sounded awesome. That
Okay.
sounded great.
Perfect.
So Angel apparently wants to go to Third Eye and cook.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
That'd be badass.
How do we get him out to? And somebody I saw that in the Telegram group, t.me/am wake up, there is an entire channel of Third Eye Carnival attendees that are kind of meeting up and making plans to like kind of caravan out together, so people from different areas can kind of meet up, link up, and make sure that they can all kind of split the cost and figure out how to do that.
All right. Same record. Oh, actually, the next track on the same record. Suddenly, this is just becoming
it's War Crime Jams
a full playthrough of War Crime Jams to Pork to. Yeah.
Which this happens to be one of my personal favorites, and over the last, I don't know, 6-8 months or so, it became even more of a favorite. I don't know if it's the pace of the original or what it was, and it just hit me a different way than it ever had, but I love it. Let's do it. Tell them what it is. Tell them what they've won, folks.
All right. Yeah, this is Life in the Red. Slightly different arrangement. Usually when I play it acoustic, my hand starts cramping up. And admittedly, I've had like not enough water in the last week. So yeah, I'm gonna try a little. I'm just playing around with this chord progression a little bit because I love this song. I was listening to the song today, and yeah, I wanted to get a little spicy with it. So this is Life in the Red, asterisk. Said, thank you, Obama, for life in the red. Thank you for dap and a pat on the head. Thank you for saving the banks as millions are drowning their debt. Thank you for all of the fluff and the nothing you said. Thank you for proving we eat up identity politics. All of your policies better forgotten. Just tell us what books you read. Please tell us what record was top of your playlist, turning a wedding to Day of the Dead. What Quavo song went along on a heavy rotation when bombing Iraqis in bed? When they told you that 90% of your kills were civilians, what Jill Scott chorus was stuck in your head? What put you at rest after such a long day of convincing a nation it wasn't so deeply misled? That you weren't just Reagan with new age media training, who fed on our hopes like his daily bread, who preyed on the weak, who was never unwilling to serve you a speech, just to remind you the middle class needed to bleed, and that you helped us succeed if you learned to accept it, and better yet, learned how to laugh as they bled. So a round of applause, laughter erupts, mic gets dropped, it's the end of his set. And the crowd once hungry are now unstunned from the glow of celebrity, which is impressive, especially since they're contented to sit and be civil while all of the donors are fed. They'll thin out the herd by the million a week if it gives the elite an illusion of peace. Like they're out of the path of the future we reap, and they won't be debris in the wake of its tread. But the future is now, bathe in the sound, drown in the dread. Hide in the lounge, hire more guards at the gatehouse, hire someone to come build you a safe house under your shed, where you can hide with your diamonds and files, the files you keep to yourself and the files you keep for the feds. You can hide in the dark for a while and watch all their value regress. Watch all the worth of your wealth on this earth melt down in a pool with the rest of the cess. The effluence left over after the worldly collapse of the affluent, after it's back to the dirt with the rights of their birth, privileged smirks and their unpaid taxes, hashtag blessed. This has all been a nightmare, capitalism was only a test. So you need not weep and you need not repeat what the liberals said. We will not be saved by the people who say that the water is safe while they look in your face and they pantomime sips of lead. Honey, nobody's lifting us out of this mess. Honey, nobody's lifting us out of this mess. And that is Life in the Red.
Dude, Life in the Red. Thank you, Obama, for Life in the Red.
So I just found out, and it makes me wish I was playing on PlayStation or on PC instead of PlayStation. Someone made a mod for Dark Souls that every time you die, instead of you died, it says thanks, Obama. It comes up on the screen. I need that. I need that so bad.
Oh my God, that's great. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. I think Reef might actually have that soundbite on his board somewhere. He's got so many at this point. Like, I have to ask him for a sound bit, and it takes him like wait, okay, I gotta find it. Go to this screen and this folder. And this. Like, dude, I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
Oh God,
he's got a lot of them. It's good. It's funny, but it takes a minute. Sean, the relay chat's still not working over at Discord. I think what happened was I had another looped stream running to my channel over on Rumble, and I think that took the relay chat with it when it ran, and that started like in the afternoon. I don't know if it's still running or what, but that's all right. That was great. Yeah, Life in the Red. It's So we got Love Your Prison and Life in the Red. We're starting at War Crime Jams to Pork to. Everybody, by the way, last Friday was a Bandcamp Friday again. They reinstated Bandcamp Fridays. So by all means, I was showing the lyrics from Bandcamp. Let me go back and show that real quick. This is what War Crime Jams to Pork to looks like on Bandcamp. You can get this on Bandcamp, jessejett.bandcamp.com, for a name your own price, literally $0. You can download it, or you can $1 or 7 songs. Give them $7, give them $20, give them throw them whatever you can. And this was released September 11th, 2021. I used to pick those wonderful, cheerful holidays to release new shit. So, okay, well, I know what we're going there, so let me go back, and I know that tune, so we're gonna go to The Virus Will Kill All of That. And I hope Adam Ayers is in chat, because she'll be happy to hear this one. Now we're gonna go to The Virus, song 14, for those who are on their scorecard. I have got it all queued up. You want to set it up, or you just want to...
You can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. So I play civil if you won't listen, or 50,000 dead. Now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. So I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen.
What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause, now that I can see the cause so clearly. I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me, 'cause I will pick my targets and assassinate them lyrically. I will bring them out into that town square, hook them to the pillory and leave them there. And Hillary, I'll see you there. Oh, Hillary, I'll see you there.
You can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. So I play civil if you won't listen to 100,000 dead. And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. So I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen.
Welcome to the fantasy of rhetoric. And welcome to the last of the free speech while we can get it. And I promise you can get it. All you corporate Democrats and second wave Confederates, GOP illusionists and neo-Nazi bureaucrats. And Stephen fucking Miller, I will see you in the aftermath. When all the laws are dust and there's just moral justice after that. I will hunt you through the wasteland if it comes to that. Just so I could rub you in the dirt like a cheap human Brillo pad. I could sleep fine when our beds are burning, Stephen, but I'll turn around and run into the blaze to get my pillow back. 'Cause as long as I can lay my head down, I can live with that. I could deal with a little ash, 'cause I could feel like a little of the old me burn with the bad and the rest of my past. In the old world where we all lived and we can't get back. The old world where you didn't give and you'd still get back. Where you could rake in 12 billion and give none back. Well, those days are behind us. The virus will kill all of that. Your wealth is behind us and kindness is meant for the past. Our leaders would bind us and starve us and call it a fast. A sacrament meant for their God that they garnish in cash. And
they feed it the poor by the hundreds. That's all that it asks. Its hunger is legion, and people in need are all it will have. Our only chance is to starve it and watch as it turns on them.
You can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your hands. And keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your hands. Everyday life just feels like there's no time. Wake up and then you blink, it's last night. And I won't lie, I think this is our new life, and I don't mind. See, everyday life just happens in between the battle scenes to keep your mind. Wake up and then you come around the bend to see the end's another starting line. And I won't lie, I've been playing hooky from the truth a long time. I don't mind. Life is but a dream until the dream is just your life. Everything is blurry in between the Visqueen set pieces on a vacant soundstage where there once played day-to-day monotony and minutiae of a different time. And that's a far cry from a tall glass meant for wine, full of cheap gin over Patsy Cline. But that's a story for another night. Tonight I wanna disconnect and feel the full effect of being someone only stressed about a turnip price. Look outside, read one headline, eat, drink, sleep, internalize. Maybe sprout a tumor with the stress that I suppressed when I hung up that sign that said only good vibes. Like a dog in a fire thinking this is fine. Hoping someone's thinking for me cause I can't decide. But who could blame Mother Nature fantasizing our infanticide? Fantasizing our infanticide. See, everyday life just feels like there's no time. Wake up and then you blink, it's last night. And I won't lie, I think this is our new life, and I don't mind. And I don't mind. You can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your ass.
And that is Militia Intent / Hooky.
Dude, that's great. Love it. That was great. Yep. Same key. And I like the lower key on Hooky.
Yeah, I realized like the chord, if I shift that down a bit, it works with the Militia Intent chord progression. So fun facts.
Yeah. Now saying clappies, everybody. Charlie saying that was fire. Well, it's your list, bro. So yeah. That was great. Yeah, I love Hooky also. That was great. Militia Intent, that was super tight too.
All right, let's get into the depths. Charlie, this to put things in Dark Souls terms, if any song tonight is gonna be my blight town, it is gonna be this one. Where the fuck are we going? Radio silence? Yes. It's been a hot second since I played this. And I don't feel like
Ghost on the Lawn. You said Ghost on the Lawn.
Ghost on the Lawn.
You did Ghost on the Lawn. Ooh, that's gonna be good. All right. By the way,